In the last video you have learned what an LLM is, how these LLMs work with tokens, and in this video I want to show you the OpenAI API, because in the API we can make the API key so that we can plug in into OpenAI, and here we need to pay per token. I want to show you the prices, how you can organize your projects and much more. The first thing that you should do is to simply Google OpenAI Playground. Then you press on the first button here, OpenAI Platform. If you press on these, you can either log in or sign up. It depends, of course, if you already have an account or not. I simply log in. You will be in an interface that looks something like this. And don't worry, we will not work with this interface a lot. This is basically just like ChatGPT. You can work completely similar to ChatGPT. On the right side, you can press and use the model that you want. For example, O3 Mini, GPT 4.5 Preview, and so on. The response is text. Then you can add some functions. You can play with the temperature, basically a lower temperature, and the answers will be more accurate but a little bit less creative, and the higher you go it will be more creative but less accurate. Then you have the max tokens as output. Here you can see this model can spit you out 16,000 tokens all in one prompt. You have a stop sequence and also the top B. You can always go with the mouse over these and see for yourself what these things are doing. Right now for this minute we do not need to play with these. You can also set a system message if you want. You are a helpful assistant and so on. Later in our AI agents the system message will be really important. But the first thing that you need to do is to press in the right upper corner on this thing right here. And you need to press on your profile. Here on the left side you find this thing here, billing, and you need to press on it. And here you have to come to the payment methods. And the first thing that you need to do is, you have to add your credit card. Yes, you have to do this, because OpenAI will bill you as you go. Don't worry, this will not be expensive. I will show you, of course, how much you pay as you go. It's also enough if you just upload $5 for the starting. I think you can go through the whole course with just $5. And it's also possible that OpenAI gifts you $5 as you start, because they want that you play a little bit with these models. So it's totally possible that you can do everything for free. But then you have to give your credit card information here. And if you really do not want to do this, of course, you can also work later with open source models, with Ollama and so on. But let me tell you, right now at this minute, OpenAI is really good in the things that it's doing. The API from OpenAI is reliable, it's not too expensive, and with a few dollars you can go through the whole course. Let's just see how much the API is costing from OpenAI, so the API pricing. If you come down, we have models like OpenAI O1 and O3 Mini. The O1 model, we will not use this is too expensive for us, but the O3 Mini model, we can absolutely use this. 1 million input token cost you $1.10, and 1 million in output tokens are $4.40. And this model is great for coding, for math, and also supports dual and structured outputs. So this thing has function calling, more on function calling later. So this is a model that we can absolutely use. So what does 1 million token means? Basically these are roughly 750,000 words, and if you build an agent and just make some tests, like you will not use 1 million tokens, so you see this will be really inexpensive, it's cheap. And if you scroll down, you can also use other models. If you use the standard models, I would not suggest you to use GPT 4.5. This is a model that is not great for agents, this is way too expensive. But if we use GPT 4 Omni or GPT 4o Mini, these models are great. The 4 Omni model costs us $2.50 for 1 million input tokens and $10 for 1 million output tokens. And if you just want to test all of this stuff out, you should absolutely work with GPT 4o Mini, because this model is extremely cheap. 15 cents for 1 million input tokens and 60 cents for 1 million output tokens. I think if you use GPT 4o Mini, you can go through the whole course with just $1 and you can play with these things like for a long time. So I would really strongly recommend you to make an account in OpenAI and also give your credit card here. And no, I am not sponsored by OpenAI. No, I do not have any advantage if I say this to you. There's also other stuff in the API. For example, audio models. These audio models are also a bit more expensive. We will not use these audio models. If we use GPT 4o Mini for our audio models, it would be okay. And we have also a diffusion model, DALL-E in the API, and a lot more. Whisper, The list goes on. And if you see something like these models, O1 or O3 mini or whatever model that starts with O1 and then comes a number, these are always reasoning models, models with test time compute. I want to talk more about test time compute in the next video because this video is not for that. As soon as you have your account on OpenAI, you can simply start to make your own API keys. And right now I want to show you how you can do this the right way. Let's just come back to this playground. If you are in this playground, you can first of all also come to the documentation, and in the documentation you can read through everything that is available in the OpenAI API. We want to do this fast. So here you find the quick start, the models, the pricing, everything that is included here. But we want to do this a little bit quicker. We come to the dashboard, and in the dashboard you find the API keys, and you can press on these API keys. Here we are in one folder of mine, and here you see I have a lot of different API keys. You can basically come with the mouse in the left upper corner, and here you have your projects. If you never ever made a project, you are in this default project, and this default project will be empty. If you already have some projects and want to create a new one, you can simply press create project. And you can also share these projects with other people. You can give this a name. Let's just say N8N course. And we simply press create here. Right now you see we are in this N8N course here. And here you can press create new secret key. You can give this key a name. Let's just say N8N once again. Owned by you. You can also use a service account if you want, but I would recommend you to stay on you. Then the project, we use this project. Then we have the permissions that we can give. We can give either permission through all models. We can give restricted permissions, for example, only to specific models. And we can also give read-only or basically restricted with read-only. But 99% of the time you just want to use all so that you have permission with everything to this API key. And if you press right now create secret key, you will get your API key, and we can paste this thing in other environments, and then we are connected with OpenAI. And please, always stay cautious with these keys. If other people see this, they can use your API key and you will get billed. That's why I will also delete all of these API keys as soon as this course is finished. If you copy these, you can insert it in other places. And if you press done, you see that you can never ever see this key once again. And if you want to rotate your keys, so from time to time I would say that you should rotate these keys, you can delete them by pressing on this button here and press revoke key, and then this key is gone. If you come once again with the mouse on this button, you see that you also have the possibility to manage your projects. If you press on manage projects, you find the projects that are in this specific OpenAI API account that I have created here. And here you see I have some test accounts. I have one test account where I have spent $3.09 in this month, and here you can simply go on with this project. If you have here, for example, this N8N course, you can either press on it and then you are in the right place as previous. You can also delete it by pressing on this button here, or you can come to the settings, press on it, then you have the project name and the project ID. And if you want to disable all API keys, you can press on this button here, and then everything is disabled from this project. Here on the left side you have also a lot of different settings. If you come on General, you have some informations. Then here are the API keys, of course, the admin keys, the members that are included. Right now it's only me. Of course you find all your projects here. Here is the billing. You can also set limits. This is important. If you scroll down, you can give a specific limit. If you set a budget where you get an alarm, you will simply get an email as soon as, for example, $10 are reached. And you can also use a limit, for example, like $40, so that you cannot spend more than $40 per month. If you come on usage, you can track exactly how much you have spent in the last days, for example. Here you can see every single day. So on February 19, 38 cents. February 20th, $1.22. 21, 35 cents, and so it goes on. And the most expensive day was, of course, March 3rd, with $1.64. On this account, I think I have also 2 or 3 chatbots that are working for other people. That's why I have to pay here a little bit from time to time. And here you get some good information if you scroll through it. You have also data controls. So what should be hidden and what should be visible. You have the verification methods. On projects, you can come on General, API keys, and members, just like you have shown. And of course, also here you can give limits to specific projects. We can give, for example, a budget to this N8N course if we want to. So once again, the fastest thing as soon as you are in this playground is, of course, give a little bit of balance with your credit card, then come to dashboard, use your project, press on API keys, and create a new secret key, and then you are basically ready to rock. And you will find everything how much it costs in this overview. And one more thing for developers that are based in Europe, you can also create new projects in the OpenAI API platform. And in the dashboard, you simply select Europe as the region. Then OpenAI will not send out your data to the US and you are basically completely safe, you are protected. OpenAI has zero data retention. And you are also safe if you work or live in Europe and want to do this for your business, for example. So in this video you got the overview of the OpenAI API platform. You can basically come on it, you can give a little bit of balance with your credit card, and then you can create your API keys and new projects. If you live in Europe, you can use Europe as the region and then you are also safe. Normally this should also happen automatically. And this only works for new projects. So if you create a new project and you are based in Europe, this should be fine. You have also learned that these tokens are not completely for free. Basically, we need to pay for the output as soon as we start to use these API keys. And it depends always on the model that you are using. GPT-4o Mini is really fast and extremely cheap. And a model like OpenAI o1 with this test time compute is way too expensive for an AI agent because this thing has test time compute, and I want to talk about test time compute for a brief moment in the next video because for some applications also the test time compute can eventually make sense. See you in the next one.